guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Here we are, the two of us.
Yes.
If Patreon's your thing, check out the link in the description below. Absolute loads of stuff on there with full watch-alongs to things like Family Guy, The Office US version.
Yeah.
And we're halfway, well, more than halfway through The Last Dance at the moment.
Which has been superb.
Yep, and it all starts at a bargain price of just
£1.50 a month.
Oosh, bargain.
Yeah,
There you
definitely.
go. Craziest train collisions and mistakes caught on camera. Nowadays, like I've said it before, with all the security cameras now and phones and stuff like that, pretty much everything's caught.
It's amazing how much stuff is caught on camera these days. Absolutely everything, isn't it?
Gives us great footage to be watching.
It does.
You know?
And trains, when trains are involved, normally it's absolute carnage because
trains can't stop.
They don't stop quick, do they?
No.
So
let's get into it.
Yeah.
Craziest train collisions and mistakes caught on camera.
From a catastrophic derailment on the Blue Line in Chicago and a truck driver in Poland who couldn't stop in time, to an extreme crash in Oklahoma that sent a car flying into the air, and much more. Here are the craziest train collisions and mistakes caught on camera. In the small town of Zbawien, western Poland, a truck driver learned a valuable lesson about speed limits. On January 14th of 2020, he was driving through the Polish backcountry with an excavator on the flatbed. He came around the bend too hot and couldn't stop in time for the passing train. At first, it seems like our truck driver is innocently crossing the tracks. Then, bam! The high-speed train zips by and takes them.
Wow. Yeah, but the signal ain't flashing or anything.
doesn't look like it. No, it doesn't look like it, does it?
No. I'm not sure that was the truck driver's fault as such.
No, those lights.
No barrier, no lights.
Them lights got to be flashing, haven't they? Surely.
I mean, you can't hear it, so they usually have a bell ringing, don't they, and things like that.
That's right.
Or something like that. But
yeah.
Unusual not to have barriers, especially going that fast like that.
Yeah, but some places don't have the barriers, do they? They just rely on, like, say, flashing lights.
It's usually
and stuff like that.
slow moving, sort of like trains that don't have the barriers like that, though. But that's high speed by the looks of it.
That is moving a bit, isn't it? That? Wow.
Out. However,
He was
CCTV footage from a different angle puts the whole story in perspective. Our driver approaches way too fast.
There's a barrier.
You can tell
And
he
they are
slammed
flashing.
on the brakes by the way the
you're right.
cab dips down. The truck was too heavy to stop in time. Here, the driver makes a decision. Stop and risk the cab landing on the tracks, or try to outrun the train. He chose the latter. The train smashes the
what a
flatbed
mess.
and spins at 90 degrees. Imagine being in one of those cars and watching this whole thing happen. Out of the 150 people on board, only 4 were injured, including 2 train operators. The truck...
Yeah, so there was barriers, but it doesn't look like you can't see the barrier on this angle. Goes to show two different sides of the story there,
Maybe coming from a direction, you see the glare on the road there. Maybe that's why I couldn't see the lights flashing to start with. And even the barrier, it's only a thin thing, isn't it?
Yeah, he said he's come around the corner too fast.
Yeah.
They don't stop quick neither, do they?
No,
when you got
not
that
at
on
all,
the back.
especially if you've got a bit of weight on the back. I mean, and that's so lucky that train didn't derail. It could have been a hell of a lot worse, that one.
I know.
Wow. Unbelievable.
So close as well.
Driver walked away unscathed, though his truck was a lost cause. In the Swedish city of Gothenburg, the second largest city in the country, a public bus got stuck on the train tracks. A local man named Freddie Persson was there to film the whole accident. It was March 8th of 2020, around 7:30 a.m. Freddie was waiting for his bus when he could tell something was wrong on the railroad. The bus he needed was stuck on the tracks, and the train was fast approaching.
mig. Helvete. Helvete. Helvete.
The train obliterated the bus and kept moving. Let's check that out again and in slow motion.
I mean, clearly everyone's off it in that time anyway, luckily, so...
Not the train, though.
No, not at all.
The bus does a complete 180 when the train hits. Debris flies in every direction, and it looks like the train is about to derail toward Freddy. In super slow motion, you can see a small fire off to the right.
Yeah.
There was probably a spark that ignited the fuel. According to reports, the train partially derailed further up the tracks. Thankfully, nobody was on the bus when the train tore through. Of the 50 people on board the train, only a few suffered minor bumps and bruises. Thackerville is a sleepy little town in southern Oklahoma, right on the Texas border. If you've ever ridden the Amtrak from Fort Worth to Oklahoma City, then you've passed through. On October 16th of 2021, the conductor on Amtrak train 822 saw something up ahead. A fully loaded car hauler had gotten stuck, and there was no stopping the speeding train. A local driving behind the truck recorded the violent crash. The sheriff's office arrived to find the driver and his dog shaken up, but okay. 4 people on the train suffered minor injuries and were treated at a local hospital. The crash looked like something out of a video game. Look at how high that car gets when the train plows through. You can see how the tracks elevate off the main road. Perhaps the semi bottomed out and couldn't drive over the hump. It also looks like the crossing arms are stuck on the truck. But if the driver wanted to move, he could have just driven through. It seems like semi-trucks just love getting stuck on train tracks in the South. This next crash comes from Richmond, Texas, a small city outside of Houston. On May 5th of 2021, an 18-wheeler carrying cases of bottled water was traveling through Richmond when it got caught on the tracks. A local man was standing at the intersection of 2nd Street and South Calhoun. He was wise enough to take a few steps back and then press record.
Goes to show the impact.
Jeez, there's just no stopping him, is there? No. It's gone like that, like there's nothing there.
Yeah.
The train was like a hot knife through butter.
What a mess.
It sliced the truck in half, but thankfully nobody got hurt. The police said the semi was carrying about 44,000 pounds of bottled water. Plastic littered the surrounding area, and it took them several days to clean up. Like the Thackerville crash, you can see the crossing arm is down and touching the truck. Maybe the driver thought the train would stop in time and didn't want to break the arm? Well, rule number 1, never assume the train will stop.
Nah.
With the best will in the world, I don't think it can they?
Ardouille is a small municipality in the Belgian province of West Flanders. It's the kind of place that avoids international headlines until something forces them into the spotlight. On December 20th of 2022, around 4 p.m. local time, a semi-truck got stuck on the train tracks. From what we can gather, the driver called Iveco service, which came to help restart the truck. What he should have done was call Infrabel, the railroad company, to see if they could divert the train. Workers from Iveco try to fix the truck. As the story goes, the truck originally broke down in front of the tracks. Iveco arrived and was able to start it up, but it died again after a few feet. The clock starts ticking when the arms come down. The driver gets back in to see if she'll start, but it's useless. You can see the man flailing his arms, a telltale sign that they don't know what to do. It seems like they're having trouble getting the hood open, so they try forcing it with a board. But their efforts are too late. Our driver runs away and watches the train obliterate his truck. The front 2 cars derailed off camera. Out of everyone on the packed train, only a few suffered minor injuries. According to Infrabel, the damage extended over a distance of 500 meters. They have stickers posted near these crossings. If you ever get stuck, you're supposed to call them and let them know. They may be able to divert an incoming train.
Slow it down at least.
Well, yeah. You think on that one, if they called them like a truck company, they would have had the equipment, to tow it off.
Tow it away, yeah.
Just get something on the front of it and then just...
Mechanics, they're not...
No, I know, yeah, but you'd think, say, listen, it's stuck on a train track.
Yeah,
you think actually.
The first call, because I know at the crossings, we've got crossings near us here.
Yeah.
And I know the crossings near us here all have a number on it to call.
Yeah, that's right.
In case of emergency.
Yeah.
So, but it's all under camera as well. They're all watched under camera, aren't they? So,
yeah.
Because I've seen people go and try and make it, and they got stuck behind the the
sometimes there's traffic on the other side, and you get stuck on the track, don't you? Because
the barrier's just reopened.
Yeah.
But the trains don't come flying down that track. I've never been. No. They do have the long cargo trains.
The long cargo trains do, yeah. But I'm guessing maybe they're in touch via radio anyway.
They will be, yeah.
In this day and age, but definitely the crossings near us, CCTV everywhere, cameras in there, so there would be.
I've never seen a train crash.
No, never.
I don't think I have. I can't think of one.
They're pretty rare, to be fair. You know, you don't hear about them on the news.
No,
often
not over here.
At all.
It's very rarely over here.
It's pretty.
It's
very,
usually
very
like in continental Europe or the USA.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
might hear of like train derailments and stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
The Chicago L train is among the Windy City's most recognizable landmarks. 8 colored lines will take you anywhere you need to go. For those flying in and out of Chicago, the blue line takes them right to O'Hare International Airport. But if they were traveling in late March of 2014, they had to make other plans. It was March 24th of 2014, close to 3 a.m. The blue line was making its standard trip to O'Hare when something went horribly wrong. The inbound train overran the bumper and nearly took out 2 people standing nearby. Train 141 approaches O'Hare Station. It uses the cross track to get into the middle lane, where it's supposed to stop and let everyone off. The electronic brakes were supposed to kick in once the train entered the station. However, there simply wasn't enough room. The 2 people at the top of the escalators have no idea that a 23-mile-per-hour train is barreling right toward them. The train overruns the tracks, smashes through the bumping post, and rides up the escalators. The 2 people take off running as the train nearly reaches the top. It finally stops in a cloud of dust and debris. According to the CTA, there were 50 passengers on the train when it crashed. About 33 people, including the young train operator, were taken to the hospital. She was only 25 years old and had been CTA certified for 60 days. As the story goes, she had been working a lot of overtime and fell asleep at the controls.
No way. Fell asleep.
For Norfolk Southern, 2023 has not been their year. It seems like there's another incident involving their trains every month. To their credit, a recent crash in Warner Robins, Georgia wasn't their fault. On May 10th of 2023, a flatbed carrying a silver sedan got stuck on the crossing near Robins Air Force Base. A few impatient drivers successfully beat the crossing arm, which inspired our truck driver to do the same. As you can imagine, that was a bad idea. Traffic flows steadily through the intersection. Amazingly, cars keep coming even as the arms start falling. Our truck driver thinks he'll make it, but he can't speed up in time. It looks like the arm comes down between the cab and the silver sedan, effectively sandwiching him in. He tries pulling forward and backing up, but he's stuck. That's when he sees the train and bails out. The Norfolk Southern train obliterates the cab and drags the sedan along the tracks. The steel overhanging nearly falls on the black car behind our flatbed. Meanwhile, the driver bends over and watches the biggest mistake he's ever made speed by. It looks like someone from the Air Force Base pulls up to make sure he's okay. According to the police chief, our driver was trying to make a left turn when the crossing arms came down and trapped him. He didn't feel like he had enough time to move the truck, so he bailed before the train took him out. If you enjoyed this video and want to see another...
Yeah, good videos on this channel. Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but that's just
the amount of damage they cause as well. When
you ain't surviving it if you're staying in your cab.
Oh.
You know, if you try to do it, the best thing is just bail.
Yeah.
You have to. Everyone else around you.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah, move.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Well, fortunately, no one's killed in any of those either. You know, the train operators had a few injuries, but I think they survived okay, didn't they? But must be absolutely terrifying.
Woman who fell asleep in Chicago.
I know, yeah. You think if she's doing a lot of overtime, you think the employers would be noticing that, though, and saying, if you've been doing long shifts.
Sometimes you need people at work, don't you? That's what it comes to, especially in that kind of industry.
Well, you think, especially in that industry, there'd be have more safeguards available, sort of thing, to make sure that they're not doing so many hours. Because they do for truck drivers. Don't forget. I mean,
on tachographs, yeah. So I wonder if train drivers are on some kind of tachograph as well.
I mean, you'd think so, wouldn't you? I mean,
yeah, I don't know if they are. I'm not sure. I don't know any train drivers.
No, same here. I don't know how it works, but you think they'd be able to
train conductor, but that's it.
Yeah.
But he's
it's a bit late. That's not so bad, that was it. If he falls asleep, then people just get off without
probably
pain, won't
anyway, right? Yeah, that's what they're doing. So they just sit at the back of the train and sleep. Yeah? Clock in, clock out. Yeah? It's good. Enjoyed that.
Yeah, some good ones on there.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.